Habari ma Africa, mimi ni King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Said So. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the MK political party, in specifically the video that I saw where a member of the MK political party, he says Jacob Zuma must feel like he's got soldiers on the ground. They want to make him feel like he's got soldiers on the ground. The message was then sent to the leadership in the building to say, send a message to the National High Command and tell them that we as Mkhonto we Sizwe, we want military training. And I thought to myself, wow, what a move. Do we still need our voters to be trained in a military mindset? Is that something that we need in South Africa? We know specifically the MK political party was pulled down or pulled aside or asked to put their weapons down by the ANC, saying that they don't need military intervention anymore when they got into advanced negotiations before 1994. So does politicians still think that there will be a need for military intervention or military attack or defense from our side as African people? You ask that question to the Orania people, they will give you a definite answer. You ask that same question to Freedom Front Plus, Orania, Solidarity Movement, they will give you an answer. The African Dutch people are always training military-wise. They are preparing for the coming war that I don't know where that war is going to come from. That's something very interesting to discuss on today's video. Also, Ubongi Nkosi Khanyile will be in court today. His trial is starting of the July unrest. You guys know he's one of the people that has been, highlighted as citing the violence of July unrest, and he said he's going to plead not guilty. So Ubongi Nkosi Khanyile will have his hands full. We know Ututu was released on a warning with her case concerning the July unrest. So that's something to talk about. Let's talk about the MK political party asking for military training, Bongi Nkosi Khanyile, Paseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're talking about the MK political party. One of their members saying that they actually asking for a national high command to give them military training. Very interesting point of view. Let me just address the issue of the school in the Eastern Cape. You guys have been for 2 weeks now asking for people to send me pictures of a school that does not have toilets in the Eastern Cape, that is struggling with poor toilets, broken toilets and everything. Only one person, I think it's Usisinon Dumiso, who has sent me a message and pictures of a specific school. That school is this school that I'm showing you right now. They do have a building there, but the toilets themselves is, number one, is not flushing toilets. Number two, the condition of the toilets, no toilet seats, no nothing like that is there. So that is very concerning also there. Somebody said, King, just buy doors and paint these toilets and buy some toilet seats. At least it would have been some help with that. So is that something that we're going to agree with, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, I'm doing that one as King Said So, not as Paseta or whatever. I'm trying to, be a solution there in the Eastern Cape for at least one school, and maybe that will motivate somebody to do better, to do 10 schools, five schools, or whatever the case can be. You know that there are 427 schools in the Eastern Cape that are still using VIP toilet, ventilated, improved pits, which is what VIP stands for. And somebody says, King, I'm sure Fikile Mbalula came up with that name. It does sound like a Fikile Mbalula innovation, that one. It's crazy that you call toilets VIP toilets. I mean, you're confusing us when you say VIP. But anyways, tell me, should we just buy doors and whatever? Because these learners, at least they've got toilets or whatever. Because I wanted learners that had absolutely nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But you guys will tell me what you think about that. You guys know that we are having a gala dinner on the 2nd of May. I'm busy doing the the booking for accommodation. I'm not going to book for you guys. You guys can just send me a WhatsApp and I can make recommendations for you to book, somewhere. But let me tell you something. There is a big event that is happening in Kimberley that weekend. So accommodation will be booked out in March. Best believe that accommodation will be booked out in March. So those people that are coming to Northern Cape, please make sure that you talk to us so that we can help you make the arrangements a little bit quicker. Even though you can just put in a little bit of money just to secure the booking, it will work for your advantage. Unlike coming here and then you find that you're having a nice time there in the gala dinner, the next thing you don't have a place to sleep. We want to avoid that, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of the logistics that we need to be mindful of when we are doing this type of event, especially in that long weekend of Workers' Day, on the 2nd of May. Thank you so much for everybody that has been contributing to the school. There are 50 rands, sending your 50 rands to the school in February. I think we had something like almost 50 something people that contributed. 50 people, it's a lot. Thank you so much. We appreciate your contributions to that. Those who want to meet Usisintsiki Mazwai and you want to see her work the stage as the MC of the event, you're welcome to come. We are fixing the performance list and everything. So the artists that are coming to perform, I promise you, they're going to blow your mind. There, I promise you, that one you can take my word for it. The performances alone might be the highlight for some of you people who love music that speaks to the soul. So the MK political party, has got quite an interesting view about them needing military training. And I was like, this is something that maybe we should talk about. Do politicians or political parties view their members as members that, these people that come with their old mindset of politics? Because politics in the 70s, the 80s, the 60s, it was a very serious issue. It was not this manga business that we have now. People were actually fighting for something and they were willing to die for it. These politicians that we have right now, none of them are willing to die to beat the DA or beat the IEC for rigging votes, beat the AfriForum or Solidarity. Nobody is willing to fight a physical fight today, according to me, which is the concern that we have as Africans, is that the problem with the liberation, or rather let me call it the artificial democracy that we have in South Africa, is that it was given to us and we never took it. We never fought for it. We never did anything that really brought us to a point where people respect us for taking our dignity back as people. It took the unaliving, the assassination of Chris Hani for a date to come out for voting. So it was never an issue of saying it was agreed upon, everything was nice. It was during a panicking moment where Mkhonto Wesizwe soldiers were threatening for a civil war. It was going to go crazy. And in that chaos, they came out a date for elections the following year. And that calmed every South African down, because black people knew there's no way they can beat us with one man, one vote. So since then, we have never had an issue with seeing parties that radical, actually. The economic freedom fighters came. I think fighters gave it a lighter name as they are fighting for economic freedom, but it was never on a militant level. But now we are having an issue that Mkhonto Wesizwe supporters are saying we need military training. Do you agree with that? I'm going to play the clip for you. Let's listen to the young man and hear what is he saying about military training in the MK political party. And you will tell me if you agree or not. Listen to this.
As men, I've been proud to vote here soldiers in the MKUP. And Comrade Luther, sicela ukunika message ozohamba nayo. Ukuthi as young people, we need military training. Chair, this year, not next year, this year. We cannot be in a revolution and we are not well equipped. Iy'ngane zamabhunu comrades, every weekend they go to shooting range to defend umhlaba wethu. No, comrades. The land was stolen by the Dutch, not Afrikaners. What's that African? It was the Dutch, Europeans, descendants in our country, comrades. So, we need military training to install discipline.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Ash, speaking to South Africans, like it's so difficult to drill something in the heads of South Africans when it comes to them standing up and fighting for what they believe. South Africans don't want to fight for anything physically. We have a situation where right now the due date of the Pakistanis and the Somalians, Ethiopian, and all the whatever you call them, whatever the Indians who are here running tuck shops here, where there was cases of unaliving and everything, and you find that the date came and passed. You don't see South Africans fighting. South Africans, when they fight, is one day. And when they see that the fight will be longer than one day or a week, they are not interested. So when you talk about South Africans being prepared military to defend themselves just against the Afrikaner people, because like he says, the Afrikaner people will know in Fatherland, in Kleinfontein, in Orania, they train their children to handle firearms at a very small age, very tender age. And they are not only training them to handle firearms, they are training them in preparation. One day when their land is invaded, they should be able to defend their family. I mean, you guys remember what Peter Groenewald is saying. If I get the clip, I'll play it here.
Now, Chairman, let I put it quite frankly. If anybody thinks in South Africa that you can take the land without compensation, you're living in a dream. Let me put it quite frankly to you. If you want to start a civil war in South Africa, do that. Do that. And I told you before.
You remember what Peter Groenewald said in Parliament, for that matter. He said, if you want civil war, just try. Just try us. If you want to expropriate land without compensation, just try us. Why? Because when it comes to military-wise, they are more prepared than us. Us, when we have guns, it's either they are illegal and are in the wrong hands. And when we have guns, it's just a matter of self-protection. You won't have someone who has a gun to protect the community, for example. And that's what they are doing, the Afrikaner people. They are ready to defend themselves physically and willing to die if possible. And fortunately for them, South Africans are not willing to kill to get back that land. That's why you have never seen a march going to Orania. You have never seen that. You have heard complaints about Orania, but you have never seen a march. You have never heard any of these Pan-Africanists. Nobody, no political party has said, let's march to Orania to show the president that we are not happy with this. This thing must be dismantled and everything. So I came with a solution. I said, build houses around where Orania land ends. Build schools and RDPs so that black people can stay just around with those people. You understand? Yeah, you cannot interfere with the farm that they supposedly bought from the Department of Water Affairs. But I'm saying you can disturb the growth of Orania so that they can't grow to the sides. They must just grow within. But, nobody wants to fight for that. So then the question then remains, you want military training. What are you going to do with that military training? What are you going to do with that military training? You want military training for what? I totally understand it. I totally get it. I encourage it. In Paseta, our children will be trained from martial arts. They will train how to fight physically, how to fight using swords, weapons, how to fight using war strategies, and also how to handle firearms. It's very important. It's very important. It cannot be, ladies and gentlemen, that in your family nobody's got a firearm. That thugs and criminals can come to a family gathering and shoot 12 of you down. Having a massacre of your family because nobody in your family has got a firearm to defend the family. It cannot be. It cannot be. So for me, I am, I know what they are trying to say, but I just know that South Africans, you will see on the comment section, they don't want to agree with that. They don't want military training. South Africans don't. Tell them about a job at ShopRite. Tell them about a job at the mines. Yeah, that's what South African wants. But anyway, you guys will tell me on the comment section, what do you think? Bonginkosi Khanyile's trial of the July unrest is starting today. You guys will be watching that trial today. And he said he's going to plead not guilty. And the trial will proceed. And we will see what will happen. I'm not sure if Bonginkosi has got that type of an influence to have started the July unrest. I mean, the government can point fingers wherever they want to point, but they need to tell they need to tell us why they took Jacob Zuma to prison without trial, being the first person to do that. And we know Jacob Zuma is not the only person that refused to attend the Zondo Commission. It's crazy how everything is just revolved around him at that time. And his daughter has been cleared, released with a warning. Bonginkosi Khanyile is going to go through a lengthy trial, which is not going to be nice for him as an individual. But, it's something that is that unfortunately he has to go through, So he's asking for the MK supporters to go there and give him some support. And give him, you stand next to him. You guys know there's so many things that we can say that Bonginkosi has done that are wrong and everything. The same MK party that he tried to divide with that picture that he sent of him and Jacob Zuma just a day after the Secretary General said, listen, we're trying to restore order because people are using pictures in a snacks way, if I can put it that way. And he just tweeted that they're creating more divisions. There is two factions in the MK political party. One wise person said, King, you cannot try to silence the other faction because you are on the side of the other faction. Not me specifically, but saying there are two factions in the MK political party. This faction that wants Secretary General out, and that's the faction that believes that they started the MK political party and they are the ones who are responsible for the MK political party winning elections. Remember, there's this other faction of which came after the elections, after the 15%, 14% was obtained by the MK political party, but we see it as people that add a lot of value to the MK political party. This faction does not care about that faction. So how do you then find an equilibrium with these two type of people, and the hate is very real on this one, to say Abu Mafikizolo are not going to come here and rule us. Hi, MK political parties, Zakala. I had a long live recording with my brother Udisen Q, my younger brother Udisen Q, and we were talking about so many things. Talk about politics, we talk about everything, AfriForum. You speaking Kiswahili and all of everything you can think about. I'll be posting short clips from that long those lives. I think there were 3 of them because network was disturbing us. If you want to go and watch it, go to the live session and go and watch what me and Decent Q were talking about. It's quite a lengthy live, about 2 hours something, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And don't forget to go to his channel to show him love, Decent Q, and make sure that you subscribe there to get him to 100,000 subscribers on his channel. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.